Yo, what's up, sports bettors? I got five no-brainer player props on PrizePicks, and best of all, it's Tuesday, right? So Tuesdays stink, but a benefit about Tuesdays is PrizePicks runs a super profitable promo. You want to do it, right? Every single Tuesday. You just got to remember, like, a lot of the money you can make on these sports books. I've explained this before. FanDuel, for example, basically all my money on FanDuel, all my profit and loss comes from betting on promos. I rarely place bets on FanDuel aside from promos. So these promos like Taco Tuesday are an easy way to build your bankroll, right? Like for Keller, PrizePicks is discounting his line from 7 to 5.5 strikeouts. And I mean, if you just look at the market, so I'm just looking at the OddsJam Sportsbook screen, which just kind of shows you like a grid layout of where all books are, setting the line. And we pull up Keller. I mean, it's clear as day this is ridiculous value on Mitch Keller for Taco Tuesday. The other fantasy sites, Underdog, Parlay Play, No House Advantage, they have Keller's line at 7, right? All the sports books are at 7.5 or 6.5 with the over heavily favored. So I'm not saying, oh, this is a lock to go over, right? I don't talk in BS like that, right? This is just a play with a positive ROI that you definitely want to go with. Right? Unless you are literally crazy, you want to place this bet on Mitch Keller over 5.5 strikeouts. And some people will be like, oh, I'm not sure, right? I don't like losing. Well, you could hedge, right? You could take his under on Underdog Fantasy and you could work into what's called a middle. So OddsJam has a betting tool for middles. But essentially, like you could take the over 5.5 on PrizePicks as part of the promo, the under 7 on Underdog Fantasy, and then if Keller has exactly 6 strikeouts, right, you'll win your over on PrizePicks, you'll win your under. But regardless, let's get into my picks. So I got some other picks, so let's talk about them. So on PrizePicks, I've kind of like broken down this platform before, but PrizePicks is what you call a fixed payout platform. So I'll include this kind of like strategy presentation about PrizePicks in the description on YouTube, but you can see like on PrizePicks, any 5 picks you select, overs, unders, right? I could switch this to I'm not even sure what ACL is. But long story short, it doesn't matter. Any 5 picks, doesn't matter if you're betting on the WNBA, ACL, which looks like a sport for the fat people, cricket, whatever you're betting on, right? You are always getting the exact same payout, any 5-pick entry. So what you can do is you can back out, okay, given the payouts that PrizePicks is giving me, what percentage of my player prop bets do I have to win to be profitable? Right? And it turns out it's 54.25% if you go through the math, right? So what this means is if you can get these over-unders correctly, whether you're betting on 4s, right? Not even sure what this is. If you're betting on 4s in cricket or NBA player rebounds, it's pretty simple. PrizePicks is a fixed payout platform. It all boils down to what percentage of your picks can you win. If you can win 55, above 54.25% of your player props, you're going to be profitable. So the way that PrizePicks makes money is they know most people don't have an advantage. If you don't have an advantage, you don't have an edge, as it's called, you're going to get 50% right, 50% wrong, right? You don't have an advantage. But on PrizePicks, to be profitable, and you can kind of go through this presentation, it kind of breaks down for all the different sites, like what percentage of your picks do you have to win to be profitable for all these different fixed payout sites, just like PrizePicks. So Underdog Fantasy, Jock Market, these are kind of PrizePicks competitors. But long story short, on PrizePicks, we're looking for prop bets winning above 54.25% of the time, because that's how you make money on PrizePicks. And I only talk about making money in these videos, So the first play I ended up going with is Michael Porter under 7.5 rebounds. So you're going to see OddsJam is telling us, this play is 54.99% to win. So this is from the Fantasy Optimizer, Fantasy Optimizer. And this tool is really simple, right? You just take the bets in green because they're all winning 54.25% of the time or more. That's all there is to beating PrizePicks. Find player props winning above 54.25% of the time. This is literally a fixed payout platform. There is nothing else to add. If you're winning your prop bets above 54.25% of the time, you're going to be profitable on PrizePicks. If you aren't, you're not going to make money. You're going to lose money on PrizePicks long term. And it's the same thing for Underdog Fantasy, all these different platforms, and the results speak for themselves. So Porter, under 7.5 rebounds, 54.99% to win. That's above 54.25%. So it's profitable in a PrizePicks flex play. So it's like, oh, okay, but why is the fantasy optimizer telling me this play is profitable? And it's all based on sportsbook odds, right? Look at where sportsbooks have Porter's under. Every single sportsbook, if you take a look at the odds, FanDuel, BetMGM, Caesars, again, these are companies that have invested hundreds of millions of dollars in their ability to set lines. They all have slightly different models, slightly different data feeds, are taking bets from slightly different customers, right? This is a market. Lines move. You'll see if you click on FanDuel, well, it doesn't look like they've moved their line much, but you can kind of see, in general, you can usually see like when sportsbooks are moving around odds. But all the books, right? These companies have invested millions of dollars in their ability to set lines. They have better models than you, better data feeds than you, better everything than you. No offense. I'm not smarter than the sports books. I can't create a better model. FanDuel has poured millions of dollars into creating their models. But basically, every book, we treat them as a data point. Every sports book has Porter's under heavily favored, right? Look at the odds. Every book is saying, yo, Porter, he's a lot more likely to go under 7.5 rebounds as opposed to over 7.5 rebounds. His under is the very favored outcome. So we want to take his under in our PrizePicks entry. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? Like there's really nothing more to it. All the sports books are saying, Porter's under is a lot more likely than his over. We know that PrizePicks is a platform where they literally don't change your payout based on you selecting over versus under. Porter's under is a lot more likely, right? So it's a play winning above 54.25% of the time. So it's a profitable play to go with. Right? In the fantasy optimizer, I mean, there are tens of thousands of lines on PrizePicks, right? You consider cricket, NHL, all this different stuff, right? OddsJam is looking for those few plays, right? There's not a lot. Those few plays where PrizePicks is really screwing up and offering enough value to have a profitable, bet. Finding plays like Porter Jr., most plays on PrizePicks, you're not going to be able to find a bunch of plays winning 55% of the time. You kind of got to hunt for them, right? So you can see here, I got my 5 picks. Jokic, over 10 assists. Hayden Wikensky, under 4 strikeouts. Acuna Jr., over 1.5 total bases. So you can see this play was also on the positive EV tool. So all the books have his over heavily favored. His over is more likely to occur, right? Porter Jr., under 7.5 rebounds. Keller, over 5.5 strikeouts. Taco Tuesday. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and let's make some money, guys.